Hey guys, let's see. We're just waiting for some people to get on here first. We got one person on here. Who do we got on here now? I know we got somebody on here. Let's just wait and see. So we get some more people on here. We'll get some chat going up. We got 4 people on here. We'll wait a couple more minutes or a couple more seconds to see if there's Jack Redmond. How you doing, Jack? That's a familiar name. All right, we got 10 people on here already. This is good. It's gonna go fast then. That's good. Who else we got on here? Hey, John's on here. Welcome aboard, John. Let's see, who else we got on here? Let's see, we got Brian from the UK. Sun is shining, temps are up. Scuba guys on here. Hi, Steve. Thanks for the video on starting businesses. Yeah, I thought that would help you guys because a lot of people talking about starting businesses over here. Man, you don't want to do that over here, unless you really know what you're doing. And trust me, most people don't. It's just not a good business atmosphere over here for anybody. Mo says, hello, Steve. Hope everything going well. Everything's going good, man. Daniel Moore says, awesome. I was just looking at your channel like, where's Steve at today? No, I'm on. I was going to do some this week, but we had some really big rainstorms passing through when I wanted to do it. We actually have one right now with thunder outside, so we might get cut off later on. If I get cut off, guys, it's because of the thunder showers here, because we got cut off the other day during the thunder showers. Whenever we get torrential rains, we usually lose electricity or Wi-Fi. Let's see. Daniel Moore says, awesome. I was just looking at your channel. Oh, okay. Let's see. John Wales says, thanks, Steve. Can't stay long, but we'll hang as long as I can. Who else we got on here? Let's see. We got 11 people on here so far. Hopefully we'll get like 50 or 100 like we did the other day. I think the most we ever got on here was like 150, which is pretty good. Let's see. If you guys got any questions or you want to start chatting, we can pop up any question. Open subject tonight. We can talk about anything. Just get on here and have some fun tonight. Because everybody's waiting to come in here. It'll probably be another 9 months to a year before you can get in here, unless you come over here and they have the green lane. And even with that, you might have to quarantine for a few days. So a lot of people are saying that they're not going to come over till the quarantines are lifted. So I'm suspecting most people won't come in here till the quarantines are lifted. I'm hearing that, like, a little bit of news though, through some of my people, and they're saying that they think that things will open up at least with a 7-day quarantine, right now, and then they'll change that as things move along. So who knows? See, Brian Sherry says, hello, Steve, from Bel Air, Ohio. Been in South Korea for 17 years. Wow, that's a long stay. 17 years. Have you been out, Brian, at all? So we got some other people on here. We got 18 people on here. Who's not yelling out? If anybody's out there. But guys, pop up some questions. We can get some subjects going here. Be good to have some subjects going. All right, we're up to 20 now. You guys can ask me anything. JD says, Steve, when the green lane opens, I could see 3 days quarantine max is acceptable for most foreigners willing to travel. I think you're right, but I'm hearing probably like 7. But 7's better than 14. You know what I'm saying? But I think some of the other countries have 7. I think they have 7. I could be wrong on that. I'm not sure. Like Thailand and stuff. I don't know what they have. Let's see. Jack Redman. Gonna come over as soon as my wife gets her dual citizenship. Plus, we both are fully vaccinated with Pfizer. So it's either the dual or the green line. Okay, there we go. Jam Ramiro says, what kind of job do you recommend for digital nomads? For digital nomads. If you're really, really good and you know your stuff, open up a channel, a YouTube channel or something like that. That's what I say. Or you can do something where you answer phones and stuff like that too, and take, you can work for different companies. A lot of the people like from that used to answer phones in some of the malls here, now they're doing it from home. So you can hear the roosters in the background. My friend says he called up some telephone company the other day. He could hear the rooster crowing and a baby crying in the background. So that'll tell you what's going on. Let's see. Daniel Moore says, LOL, I'm a truck driver in Ohio, and I'm actually getting ready to drive to Bel Air right now. There we go. Let's see. Brian Adams says, I'm looking at next year around Easter time. Hopefully things will be better. No quarantine. I think by then, yeah, we will. We'll get there. I actually heard today that the VA is going to switch over to Johnson & Johnson vaccines at the VA here. So you only have to get one. So they're going to be able to vaccinate people twice as fast if you're into vaccinations and you're a veteran here. Brian Sherry says, yes, been back to the States about 5 times, to the Philippines 7 times. Sinful says, hello, Steve. How you doing, Sinfuls? Good to see you live again, back to YouTube from vacation. See, Tim McLaughlin says, from rainy Long Island. We're raining here too, man. We're raining here too. Let's see. I would do the 7 when I'm moving there permanently, but not for a 2-week trip. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. That'd be rough. You know, John Wales says, honestly, no one knows when the Philippines will open. That's true. I mean, they were saying, some people were predicting within a couple days after that Green Lane thing come out that they would open. I was actually going to do a thing about that because I think that's a bunch of bunk. And then the next one, I heard another rumor that June 1st is supposed to be a big thing coming out, and they're going to say everything then. But I hear that they are hiring more people, so I don't know if that's true or not, but that was the rumor that I heard today. So they're looking to do something, you know. Let's see, what is an unlocked phone? I'm old as dirt. Unlocked means like it doesn't, like if you locked into a phone service, okay, then you're locked into that phone service till your phone's all paid off, and then they unlock it when the phone is paid off. That's what it means, Gary. Basically, something like that, okay? It could get a little bit more technical depending on the phone company, but usually it means that your phone's all paid off. It's your phone now, because at some point the phone becomes yours, okay? And when it becomes yours, it should be unlocked. You have to call them and ask them to unlock it, though, okay, Gary? I hope that helps you. You can call your phone company, and they'll help you with that. They'll ask them if you can get it unlocked, and if they say it's still locked because you're still owed 3 more months or something like that, then months. John Wales, did you grow up in Wellsburg? Let's see, John Wales, please don't try to make a living here in the Philippines. You will fail, yeah. Unless you're a vlogger. A vlogger can make a good money here if you know what you're doing. And trust me, it's all blind luck in some cases. You know, Gary Walker, phone that you can put in any SIM card for your service. Yeah, that means it's unlocked. I'm talking about when it's locked. What I was trying to explain to him what it means by when it's locked. But anyway, that's a better way of saying it, yeah. Let's see, Gary, son of Larry, anyone here been jabbed by Johnson & Johnson? John Wales, Brian Sherry, yes, went to Brook High School. Jack Redmond, 14 days be a hard one to go through. Yeah, it would. That would be a long haul. You know, 14 days and sitting in almost like a prison. Even in a hotel room, 14 days is a long time. Brian Sherry, John Wales went to St. John's. Let's see, Mo, you weren't the first one that went into jeepney business and lost it. An old expat, he is now over 80 plus years old from Cyprus, done the same thing. And he did drive it for a year, then hired a Filipino. Yeah, you can lose your shirt in all these businesses over here. Trust me, it can be really bad. Gary, son of Larry, dual SIM card phone is the best. Yes, it is. I agree. I wish that iPhone had dual SIM card phones. But you know something, Gary? There is a trick to that. And you get the Magicjack app, and you put that on your phone, and it gives you 2 numbers, one in the U.S. and one here. So that's a good thing. You know, you can only talk on one phone at a time anyway. So let's see. Thanks, sir. Gary says, John Wales, Brian Sherry, I'm 61. Good to hear from you. JGBK, as a tourist, I would never agree to 7-day quarantine. Maybe 1 day with a test. That's it. Period. See, we're up to 33 people. Who else we got on here? Since we're up to 33 people now, it's hot here tonight, guys. I'm like, it's like sweltering hot. I have air conditioning in the bedroom, but not out here, and it's hot. I don't know about where you guys are. Let's see. JG says, as a tourist, let's see, no. Sinful says, can you do Magicjack app while in the U.S. to obtain a Philippine number? No. But you can buy cheap minutes to call the Philippines on your Magic app. You buy international minutes, and they're super cheap. But why do that when you can use Messenger? You know what I'm saying? You can call on Messenger and stuff like that. Let's see. David Mincon, hi, Barrington, New Hampshire here, wanting to send desktop to the Philippines along with books, some books. Can I use the same service Philippines use? How do I make contact? I'm not sure what you're talking about, David. You wanting to send desktop to Philippines along with some books. You're looking to ship some stuff here? You can use Balik Buy-in services and call them up and ask them if they'll ship stuff to the Philippines if you're looking to, if that's what you're talking about. I think, I'm not sure who to contact. You could look up Balik Buy-in boxes in the U.S. and see who ships. There's places out of Boston. That'd be about the closest place. I know David for sure that there's places around the Boston area that do Balik Buy-in boxes. I hope that helps. I don't know which ones they are though. I used to live there. I know for sure they do. J.M. Ramiro, I see my Johnson at the VA. Oh, you did, J.M. That's good. J.M., can I ask you a question? How old are you? I'm just curious because I'm wondering how the VA is going in age. Because I'm 58. Let's see. John Wales, listen to Steve. Live off your retirement and Social Security here. Yeah, it's the way to go, man. You know. Sinfuls, thoughts on receiving calls and setting up housing, etc. was my thought. Thoughts on receiving calls and setting up housing. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Sinfuls. Let's see, was my thought. I lost track of you. John Wales says, Steve, I think that today, let's see, has been the hottest day in San Carlos City this year. It's been horrible. Yeah, it's flipping hot here, man. See, we're up to about 36 people. Sinful says, guest messenger will do the same same though. Yeah, messenger, man, you can see him face to face. You know, that's why I would use that, Sinfuls. You know what I'm saying? If you're on Facebook, Messenger's the way to go. Why waste money? Dan from Sacramento. The only time you need to use Magicjack and pay money is if you're calling a government organization in the Philippines, and that's it. The rest of the time you can get away with all the other apps. Hello from somewhere in Virginia. There we go. How you doing, traveling hobo? Gary Sunderland. WhatsApp is end-to-end encryption. Let's see. Dave Minson says, thanks. Scuba Guy. Steve, do you do any online investments to help you grow capital? Yes, I do. I do stocks, man. I love ETFs. I'm actually in Kathy Wood's ETFs, and I'm loading up with more now that it's low. But that's me. I tell people, don't invest money, man, if you can't afford to lose it. That money I can afford to lose, but you know something? Be careful. You know, but I love Kathy Wood's ETFs, the ARK investments, especially right now where they're really low, because they're only going to go higher. That's the way I look at it. You know, and I'm in it for long term, so think of it that way. I'm in it for at least 10 years. Let's see, John Whale. Let's see, JGBK, 48F here in New York City. Crazy. 48 Fahrenheit. There we go. I wish it was 48 Fahrenheit here. It's blistering hot here. Let's see. Wistundra says, use WhatsApp. You can talk to anyone in the world that has an internet connection. Magicjack sucks. I actually like Magicjack. It's not Magicjack that I like, because I don't like the Jack itself. But the app itself works really, really good, better than the Jack does itself. So I wouldn't blow off that Wistundra. The Magic app is great. And it also has text too, but you can't use it for banking apps and stuff like that. At the VA, they don't go by age anymore. Any veteran can get the vaccine at any VA in the U.S. Let's see. CJM, that's not available the same here in the Philippines, unfortunately. They've already told us that. I mean, I put in for it, but I'm not 100% sure I'm going to get it, you know? I keep seeing all these reports, man. I'm not that, you know, the only reason I would ever get it is if I had to, and you know, I'm not so sure I'm gonna get it. I'm still kind of iffy about that, you know. Joema Gates, hello, sir, watching here from Nevada. There we go, somebody from Nevada. That's actually one of my favorite states now. Yeah, I watched that girl out there, Wonder Hussy, and she visits all these ghost towns and stuff. It's kind of interesting. And I also watched that guy living in a ghost town. He's pretty good too. And there's another guy out there who lives in a ghost town too. There's a lot of good channels out there now. Also, I watched Trout and Coffee. If you guys ever get a chance, watch Trout and Coffee. He's pretty good. Kind of like a relaxing vlogger, but he's really, really good at what he does. Win Duncan. I normally just buy the S&P index. Yeah, I'm getting ready to do that, but I wanted to get all my tech stocks first. Okay, so I invest in my tech stocks first, and then I'm going to start getting into the dividend paying stocks now too. Actually, growth and income stocks, I should say. Not just income. I want both. My money is on the Bears. There we go. JG says, say goodbye to your money then, Gary. Let's see, Sinfuls. My wife received the Moderna from the VA as she is my caregiver. Yeah, I'm hoping, man, that people can get theirs up in the VA if they want it, but they're really slow. They did 20% of the people so far. But you know something? They're running at reduced capacity up there too. So I mean, I give them credit for what they do at the Manila VA. Some people criticize them a lot, but they got some of the best people at the Manila VA. I love the people there. I mean, I'm not going to criticize them at all because they have a tough job there. A lot of the people here are kind of grumpy too, so they have to put up with a lot of crap there. See, Tennessee Travel, Steve, I was trying to find out yesterday, do you have to keep your Magicjack account active, paid to keep using Magic app? Yes, you do. That's part of it. That both together, it's just that one is the app, unfortunately. But you know something? You can go on Skype and you can do the same thing with Skype. And if you pay, you get to keep the number. Like if you don't use it for 3 months or something, you don't lose it. The key is not losing your number. They have free phones out there that are decent, but if you don't use it, you lose your phone number. So just be careful. Gary, son of Larry, market meltdown later this year. Yeah, we keep hearing that all the time. I don't know. I'm not so sure about that. That just means better to invest during that time if you're going for the long term, man. That's the time to buy the most stocks during a market meltdown. Because in 10 years, it'll gain some of that back. Guaranteed. Unless you go through a really dry time. Abdul Rauf Imam says, hi, how are you? I would like to invite you to read the Holy Quran once in your life. Nah, I'm okay with that, man. Daniel Moore, I think I'm going to try and talk my dad into watching your channel and coming over there. He's retired and alone, sitting in a small town in Ohio. He would just sell everything and go. Yeah, I mean, if he's got the money to do it, and if he falls into the categories that I said, I think he'd be safe over here. Just be careful, Daniel. Watch some of my budget videos, especially the sweet spot one. If he falls into that, he'd be in an awesome spot over here. But have him watch the videos also on insurance and stuff like that. Or you can always call me. Just send me an email at steven5975@yahoo.com. You can always call me in the evening, Manila time, and I usually answer. Let's see. Did you make any money with the AMC stock this week? I'm not in AMC. I'm in ARK Investments. I'm not sure what you mean by John Wales, Gary, son of Larry. It's coming, but I don't know when. Loopy's Crew says, good evening. Just drove from Tagaytay to Manila via Tracy Martirez. Longer but faster on a Saturday night. There we go. So you had passed right by me. I'm on the Lubigan bypass, the Alex Lubigan bypass, where all the jeepneys turn around. I'm right down the street from where the jeepneys park to take a break, actually. Win Duncan, I'm hoping for the real estate market. I'm hoping the real estate market tanks when they finally increase the interest rates. Then I'll pick up a 2 to 4 unit property to live off in retirement. Yeah, it might be a good time to invest in property, actually, at that time. Tom Pear, good morning from North Carolina. How you doing, Tom? John Wales is laughing. Let's see. Justin from Arkansas says, usually every October has a big price dip. I am waiting for then to invest. I think we're going to go up, though, over the summer, but who knows? I think on some of these tech stocks, we're going to see a little bit of a rebound. Kathy Woods is talking that those stocks will probably come back. But she's got some more dry powder if it does dip a little bit more. You know, she's smart at what she does. Let's see, we're up to 59. Okay, Sinful says, Tom Pierre, I just got back from North Carolina on vacation. We actually have a lot of people on here from North Carolina, guys. Gary, son of Larry, hyperinflation is real possibility later this year. Probably, yeah. Sinfuls, Tom Pierre, such nice people. Gary, son of Larry, stay in cash. Some real bargains to be had later this year. Maybe. Hi, Steve from Montjo. Hi, Steve from Nashville, Tennessee. There we go. I was just thinking about Nashville, Tennessee today, actually. One of the guys from Styx is he lives there. You know who I'm talking about, the guitarist there. I for some reason, I can't remember his name right now. But he's the guitarist from Styx. He does a lot of new music, too. He's still with Styx. John Wales, Tom Pierre. Hey, Tom. Let's see. Win Duncan. My plan. 1/3 401k, 1/3 SS, 1/3 real estate income in retirement. That's a good plan. As long as you're in the $2,000 to $3,000 range, man, you're doing good. North Carolina's a nice place to live, but no women. Let's see. Amphib Av says, how are you, Steve? 73 Fahrenheit in Houston, Saturday morning and sunny. They've opened up a huge amount of the 7-Elevens around here lately. I know you've got many in the Philippines, but no Slurpees there. Actually, they do have Slurpees here. Yeah, they do. At the one down the street here, they have Slurpees, I believe. I know they did, unless they took out the machine. You know, but you can get them here. They have them. It might not be in 7-Eleven sometimes, but you can find them all over the place here. You just got to look for them a little bit harder. Daniel Moore says, let's get the likes up, folks. Thanks, Dan. Tennessee travel. I was just wondering, because right now in the Philippines, we're under $10 US or 449 pesos. I can make and receive calls and texts to and from any number in the Philippines, the US, and Canada. That's a little high, man, because you can do that with the Magic app, you know, and it's like $30 a year. I don't see the point of that. You know what I mean? Look, I'm telling you, there's even Skype has stuff out there. Tennessee Traveler, look around. Amphib Ab says, "Wow, cool Slurpees." I don't think they call them that though over here. They call them something else. Sometimes they're behind the counter, you know, but they do have them here. Matter of fact, you know where they have them? I think is Jolly Bee. I think Jolly Bee or one of those. No, McDonald's has them. That's where that's the place. McDonald's has them. They had Coca-Cola flavored like Slurpees there, but they weren't called Slurpees. They call them something else. But they had Coca-Cola flavored ones. Actually, the one in Tracy has it. Could you do a video on getting buried in the Philippines? I actually did something about that. I talked a lot about death in the Philippines and what happens and stuff like that. I did talk about that, about insuring yourself and things like that. I told my wife if I get run over by a jeepney to bury me as cheaply as possible. I'll be there in 2 years with my wife and 2 kids. Yeah, Brian, make sure you have some insurance, man. You know, I took out a $10,000, actually a $25,000 policy, and it's already worth. I bought one of the whole life ones, and it's already got like about $4,000 or $5,000 in value already, somewhere around there. John Wales says Tennessee travel, is that per month? I think he meant per month, John. I'm not sure. Let's see, JGBK. I wouldn't want to be retired there, sweating in my home at 10:20 p.m. because only one aircon. That's good. Not good living to me. Yeah, we're sweating here, but if I go in the other room, it's like 20 Celsius, whatever that is. It's cool. It's actually cold when you go to bed at night. We have the door open a little bit, but it's not helping much tonight because it's just so muggy and it's raining. So we're up to 62 people, 17 thumbs up. There we go. Michael Burry, let's see, is making a big play. You mark my words. Let's see. Far from home. Good evening, Steve in chats. Greetings from the Middle East. Thank you. There we go. Middle East we got on. Let's see. Slushy, J.M. Ramiro says. I don't know is that what they call it at McDonald's, J.M.? A slushy? I know I see the machines there. They have root beer ones, and they have Coca-Cola ones. They have cherry cola ones. Let's see, Tennessee Traveler, John Wells, yes, $10 per month. Yeah, that's expensive, Tennessee Traveler. You can do better on some of the apps. I mean, if you can use some of the apps. I'm telling you that's the way to go. You know, Magic app might be actually the way for you. And you can also buy international. You can talk to other countries too on there. Any country you want to, just about. Let's see, JGBK, choose where you live. I have decided on Baguio because of the climate. Yeah, Baguio gets down to the 40s sometimes, I've heard, at night. It gets really cold up there. Let's see, JG sweats big time. John Wales, Tennessee Traveler, thanks. Let's see, Arctic Braga, greetings from Iceland. How complicated is it to buy a motorcycle for travel in the Philippines, and what are the requirements? It's really easy, man. If you got a license, you just go to, you just show them your license at the Registry of Motor Vehicles here. It takes you a long time to get it that day, but it's fairly easy, but it just takes you all day. By the way, great channel. Thanks. Keep it up. Thanks, Arctic Braga. By the way, motorcycles, I did a couple of videos on motorcycle businesses. You might want to check those out, and I show some of the motorcycles. Okay, Arctic Braga, just check that out. I did 2 videos on that, and I take you inside the motorcycle stores. Okay, I think I even show the prices. Does any central air conditioning exist, or are they all room units? They probably do have central air conditioning in some homes if you have it built in, but I've never seen them. I mean, I have one of the wall units. It's inside and outside. Let's see. JG says Montejo. That's my next visit. Baguio. Tom Pear. The one thing I'll be sure to bring when I come back is flip flops, because I can never find any size in 11.5 in the Philippines. I can't even find a 9. Sometimes it's hard. You're right, Tom, in that one. You can find them if you go to the mall, but you have to go to high-end stores to find them, which is kind of sad. Like I go to like I've said before, Sperry's. Sperry's actually has sandals. If you like sandals. Let's see. JG says Kevski. Kevin Nash's Kitchen, thumbs up. JG Lagaya is by Baguio. Lagaya, is that cold too, or cool at night? John Wales, we have balut Slurpees in the province. There we go. Yeah, sounds good. You have to spit out the duck beaks, or the beaks, the chicken beaks rather, not duck beaks. I've been following Michael Berry too. He's been betting big on increase of interest rates. Yeah, I think that's going to happen, man. We're going to see it, especially with this current administration. Let's see, JG says, that's good, Kevin. I need a cooler. Let's see, Arctic Braga. Thanks, mate. I will check out your motorcycle videos. Yeah, I think you'll enjoy them, Arctic Braga. There's some good stuff in there. It's just a brief video. It's nothing big, but I show you what's going on in there. And you can freeze it if you want to look at the motorcycles. Just stop the screen and you can take a look. Because I think I show the prices on the sign, if I remember right. Just stop the screen and you can look at it. JG, Steve, do you think XRP will go over $5 after the lawsuit is settled? I don't know. I have a lot of friends of mine that are in crypto, and we talk crypto a lot, back and forth. But I'm not really a big crypto person myself. I think Ethereum's going to do really good. I think Bitcoin's going to take a dip before it goes back up again. I'm not sure what to think right now nowadays, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. And people want to throw their money when in there, like during bad times, they say. But I see it when bad times happen, everybody pulls their money out instead. You think that's when they would want to throw their money in there, is now, and they're not. That's the problem with Bitcoin and crypto. You can lose half your money overnight. I mean, I made money on crypto on Litecoin before. I made quite a lot, and I did really, really good. But I was lucky. As soon as I saw it go up, I didn't wait. When it tripled, I took it out immediately. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna wait any longer for this. Wait for it to go down, and then the next day it started going down. So, can I port my current U.S. phone number over to Magicjack? Yes, you can. Okay, you can do that. I didn't do it, but you can do it. You can talk to them about that, about doing it. It's not that hard. You can probably go on the site and it'll tell you how to do it. But yes, you can. You can actually port that on Skype too, I think, too. You might want to check that out, Dave. Somebody told me you can do it on Skype too. Ben Jeffrey Kemp says, I mean, when is the Philippines going to reopen? I think we'll probably see it reopen a little bit more with some sort of quarantine, but with a green lane, and you'll probably have to be vaccinated. Probably soon. Okay? I think within 2 months. I think probably within a month, maybe. They'll have something opening up a little bit more. Okay? Montjo1 says, I have a girl in Baguio too. LOL. John Wales, you are buffering, Steve. Okay, that's not good. I think gold is going back up. Hey, big guy. Good to see you. Thanks, Berlin. Am I buffering with everybody, or is it just with John? Because it seems like John's having a problem. I think it's his internet, because my internet seems to be going pretty good tonight. John Wales, you are missed on the Friday live videos. Hope to see you back. You're starting your own channel, Yeah, John, you ought to start your own channel. I think you'd get the 1,000 subscribers almost immediately. I wouldn't even worry about it, John. John, you could be up and running probably in a week. In fact, I'd almost guarantee you would. Because you're pretty popular. Everybody knows you out there. You could be up and running within a week and be monetized. If you want help with that, let me know. Or Sunshine Shoulders would probably help you out with that. Did thumbs up on number 18. Sorry for the delay. Thank you. Let's see, JG, I have Google Voice. It's free. It works anywhere in the world as long as you have Wi-Fi. Yeah, I heard that, but do you get to keep a number, or do you lose it after 3 months? That's the problem. See, some of these things that they have, you can make phone calls on, you lose your number after, if you don't use it after 30 days or 90 days. So you got to be careful. See, Sinful is not me, not buffering here. So it's, John Wales, it's got to be you, man. Because my internet's really, really good tonight. We have good internet here most of the time. Not buffering here. Let's see. I'm trying to move there, but I was supposed to in May 2020. Okay. Kevin Nash's Kitchen says, no. Not buffering here. Okay, here. Good. Stream is good. All right, so we're all set then. Tom Pear, not buffering here. Do you get robo scam calls there I've never got a robocall on my Magic app or my Magicjack ever. Not even once. That's pretty amazing. It is just John. Yeah, it is. I think it's just John. I think he's buffering. Maybe because of the rain. I don't know if it's raining where John is. Steve, I shared out your stream. I expect a lot of people to come now. I hope so, JG. Let's hope. I'm going to stay on probably for another half an hour to an hour. We'll see how long we go here. Let's see. It was buffering here, Adam says. Adam, are you in the Philippines? It's good now. Okay. Yes, I get a number and you don't lose it. Okay, that's good. You're not buffering now. I'll email you about it, Steve. Yeah, John, if you ever want to talk about that, just give me a call. We can talk about it over the phone. You got my number now. Give me a call and we can chit-chat about that. I think you would be up and running really, really quick. I'm almost sure you would. In fact, we could probably get you 70, however many people are on here would probably join and watch you, Slow here, but I'm at a construction site. Let's see. Habagat season is coming, whatever that is. California here. Steve, you buffering slightly. Okay. You don't have super chat, Kevin Nash. No, we don't do that, man. I don't need any money from you guys. I tell people, if you want to help me, watch my ads. That's it. I don't need super chat. I thank you for you guys thinking about me like that, but I don't do that. I just don't like to do it. I make enough money each month that that's why I do this here, because I do the live streams here because I enjoy doing it. Number one, I like talking to my subscribers. I enjoy it, and I might make a few bucks off ads off this, if that. But, I'm not in it just for the money. I'm here to help people, too. You know what I mean? So, but it gives me time to get to know you guys a little bit here when we do, the live chats and stuff like that. So I enjoy that, Win Duncan says, I think a Skype number is $2.99 a month. Yeah, it probably is. It's probably very close to the same as Magic Jack and Magic app, which is like $30 per year or something like that, or 36 or something like that, somewhere around there. Let's see. You haven't buffered at all. Others may have bad Wi-Fi. I'm thinking the same, man. I think it's probably Philippine Wi-Fi. Let's see. Kevin Nash is good man. John, could you do a Philippine V/S American whiskey or rum review once a week? Seriously. Let's see. I think people might like something like that, John. You know, actually, to do reviews on some of the things here. When I do get to the PI, I would like to buy you a beer. Yeah, sure, man. We can meet up sometime. If you're ever in the area, stop by. Sometimes I get up to Manila too. We go to Red Lobster or someplace like that, you know. Sometimes we just go to Subway. Prairie Mark says, hi from Sogod on Cebu Island. How you doing, Prairie Mark? I read your comment today. It was quite interesting. You always leave good, interesting comments. I like your comments. And I appreciate the ones you leave. Doris Lembin CO says, good morning from La Jolla, San Diego. I used to go to school there. I went to cook school there when I was in the military in San Diego at the Navy base there. Let's see. Brian Adams says, Tom Pear, I would watch that. Yeah, I think some people might be interested in that. John, take note of that. I plan on living in Makati. Ben Jeffrey Kemp says. John Wales says, Tom Pear, yes, I will. People think that the whiskey in the Philippines is knockoffs. I haven't found that to be true yet. You know, they say that about the, you know, John, they say that about the drinks in the rum in Belize and stuff like that, that it's really cheap rum. But actually, the rum there is really, really good. I used to make pina coladas with it. And let me tell you something. It was pretty good. It was good. I actually enjoyed it. Some rums I don't like, but I like the rums in Belize. You can do super chat, but you need to donate people who really needs help, like a cancer or anything, public school or support. Yeah, we could do something like that. I might think about that, Quinny. We'll certainly think about it. I could do all the super. I don't know how that shows up on in your pay though as separate or whatever. I'd have to look at that and find out. You know, but yeah, we could donate that money. You know, we could donate all the super chat money. Let's see. Steve, when I am there, I will buy you a fruity drink with an umbrella in it. I want pineapple and a cherry too on it, though, JG. Okay? You know, I'm not usually a big drinker, man. You know, but I will drink pina coladas, and I do drink a beer every now and then. John Wells, I look forward to your first whiskey vlog. There we go. See, John? See? I told you. And rice wine. I'm not too much into. I'm into like regular wines. You know, if I have a glass of wine or something with a steak or something, it's good. Kevin Nash's Kitchen. What does your wife think of starting a channel for herself? What does your wife? I see so many wives do spin-offs. Well, my girlfriend, she doesn't really want to start her channel. You know, and I try to keep my family out of my vlogs pretty much, Kevin. I mean, I just do. You know, you see them in the background sometimes, and once in a while you see them. I just don't think it's a good mix to bring your family into the vlog. You know, it's just not. So that doesn't make a good mix. Tom Pierce says China has bad knockoffs. They have Jenka Daniels #7. It is awful. See, Ben Jeffrey Kemp. Neither am I, but good way to make friends there. Yes, yeah, it is. Let's see, Brent. Not much of a drinker, that is. Yeah. I gotcha. Yeah, I just have like 1 or 2 beers. I had one earlier tonight, actually. I had 1 beer. Brian Adamson, thank you, Brian. I really appreciate that. I've been kicking some ideas around. Yeah, John, seriously think about that, man. See, I appreciate your views on not having the super chat option. Yeah, I mean, it's just something I don't think I need any extra money than, you know, it's just, I'd rather see the money, and I've said this before, I'd rather see you guys succeed than take your money. Seriously. You know, I make enough money off ads, and that's free for you guys. You know, Super Chat costs you guys. And a lot of you guys are new guys that are coming over here and stuff, and I'd rather see you succeed than than have the money go in my pocket. I really would. I'd rather see a lot of people come over here and start making it as expats than seeing people fail and go back home, or start going downhill. I've seen too many people go downhill. We've seen the guy from Alabama. He did it right on YouTube Live. He fell apart. And unfortunately, I'm not going to mention the guy's name, but you guys can figure it out. I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about. Let's see. Prairie Mark says my Filipino brother-in-laws like me to try some rum because they like to laugh at the white boy when he gets pink face. It takes only 2 to 3 ounces to make my face pink. There we go. JGBK, you should always keep the wives and girlfriends off YouTube. The jealous trolls will attack. Exactly. I try to leave myself, totally free of trolls, and I've been doing pretty good. I did get attacked there for a while, and I knew who the trolls were, though. So, and they still attack me. Those are probably like the 5 thumbs down that I get every day. Every time I post a video, usually I get 3 to 5 thumbs down. I know exactly who they are. I could almost name them on here. See, John Wales, I'm a big whiskey fan. I love trying them from different countries. Prairie Mox, John Wales says Prairie Mock, and he gives him the thumbs up and starts laughing about the pink face. Gary Senilary, Americans attack each other via YouTube. Yes, they do. That's true. That's just part of being American, man. It really is. We got 90 people on here right now. We got 21 thumbs up. Let's see. Antoine S. I don't think people make a lot of money with those super chats anyway because YouTube takes half of it. Yeah, they do. That's another problem too. So if you donate, only half your money would go off to helping people. I'll think about it, but then when you open yourself up to super chats, then they start calling you e-bagger and all that stuff. That's why I tend to think it's better off to just keep it off there. It really lowers your channel in a way, and people think differently of you when you add the super chats. Let's see. JG says if people want to send super chats, I do a live on Monday nights, 8 p.m. EST. He says, okay. Michael Talisker, single source, single malt. Let's see. Brian Scary, John Wales, thank you, sir. Kevin Nash's Kitchen. I see guys with 50 million peso homes with custom pools there that don't need the super chats. Yeah, we see some of these people that are doing. I've seen that. Now that you mention it, I think I know exactly who you're talking about. And I think he lives right over near Tagaytay. He's a nice guy, though. He is a nice guy. But hey, that's extra spending money in his pocket. If I have no problem with people taking money in the super chats. I really don't. But you just open yourself up to negative talk. And people think differently of you. You know what I mean? They think he was kind of like begging. And some people on here really push for those super chats, and that's what I don't like about them, Let's see. Ben Jeffrey Kemp, have a good one. Thanks for the info. You're welcome, Ben. Antoine S. There's no room for jealousy in the PI. Keep that crap in your own country. Exactly, man. I feel the same way. David Watson, John Wells, how's it going? That's John Wales, Brian, let's see, imported whiskey. They're having a conversation here. It's messing me up. Let's see, Sabong fam. You should check Marshall Butters. He's an Australian vlogger based in Manila. Interesting content, food views, restaurant, neighboring province. I think he got the vaccine here too. See, Kaparn says, yes, better to find a local charity that does good work and ask viewers to donate to that. Yeah, but sometimes people don't understand that you're giving to a charity. You have to keep on repeating that too. And then Michael says, resist super chats. Super chats are a hallmark of the Epstein Island crowd. That's true, Michael. That's true. That's why I've stayed away from them so long, is because that group is so well known with the super chats down there. I sent JG one super chat for a beer. His first day monetized. There you go. Tom Pierce says, John Wales, remember it takes more liquor to make an American woman look pretty to you than it does to make a Filipino woman pretty. That is why I drink less in the Philippines. Okay. Let's see. Joe Cunningham says, I just joined in. Too busy cooking and cleaning. Hey, Steve, if Uratex is better than box springs. I found a carpenter to build me furniture for my house, but not sure about the bed. Well, Joe, I mean, we got a guy that makes bed across the streets. I have a regular foam mattress. I don't have a problem with it. It takes a while to break it in, though. It takes about 3 months to start breaking in and start feeling good on your back. You know, they can be a pain in the back. It's hard getting a good box spring and mattress over here. That's one thing I'll say. You can buy them, but it's hard to find, harder to find them, and to find a good mattress, because they're all cheap mattresses over here, the ones with the box springs, unfortunately. Let's see. Cordelia Pine says it's better to keep YouTube channel clean from any kind of donations. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think I'm going to stay the way I am. Tom Pear, panais are beautiful when I'm sober. Let's see, JG, I never even mentioned my super chat, but if I'm entertaining people and they want to send a tip, no harm, no foul. I guess so. You know, I mean, you could put, I mean, I could put it on there, but I wouldn't, I don't think I'd ask if I ever did. And if people donated, I'd just give it to, you know, some group. I'd probably give it to that church group down the street for the special needs kids. That's actually a really nice place, by the way. There's like about 30 kids in there. They're all special needs kids, really hardcore special needs kids that were dumped in the streets. It's really sad. Let's see. Gary, son of Larry, I guess some vloggers think it's only fair they get compensated via Super Chat for giving U.S. travel advice. Basically, they expect us to pay for their time. You know, I mean, you get a lot of these people. I look at their pay on Social Blade. Social Blade is off by about 50%, so you can double whatever it says on there. Pretty much that's what they're getting. So if it says they're making 600, they're really making 1,200. If they're making 1,200, they're making 2,400. You know. So I mean, and then the super chat probably gets added on top of that too. Would be my guess, because that's totally separate. So I'm not sure. You know. Let's see. Tom Pierce says, Steve, what does it cost, and about how long does it take to get from Manila to where you're at? It's really cheap. I'm not sure, because my girlfriend usually pays for the bus fare. It's cheap. It's like less than $2, I think, to get up there. You know, I think it's like about $1, to be honest with you, or $1.50. I think. I could be wrong. I never do that, so I really don't. We haven't gone there in a while. I need to ask her so I can find it out myself. Good question, Tom, but it's less than $2, I think. John Wells, nobody special. Hello, Norman. Let's see. Haven't heard from him. Let's see. Sabong says, Tagaytay get crowded these days. Actually, Tagaytay's, when I went there last, it wasn't crowded at all. You know, because right now they've been having a couple of like small, I won't say eruptions, but steam popping up and stuff like that. Like they're talking about a possible eruption in the near future, maybe. Let's see. Kevin Nash, we enjoy your sarcasm, JG. Adam Al, you're right, keeping the channel the way it is. Yeah, I tend to agree with that. I mean, if it works, why if it's not broken, don't fix it, right? John Wales says, Brian Sherry, the girls in the Philippines look great in the morning, seriously. Nobody's special. John Wales, I've been around. Quit following the other channel. Hope all is well. Let's see. Let's see. JG says, I tried to do funny channel. Don't come for info. You may actually lose brain cells watching me. You certainly won't learn anything. There we go. We're up to 91 people. 35 thumbs up, guys. Thanks, guys. Are you closer to Cebu or Manila? Adam asked me. I'm really close to Manila. I can get there in about an hour on a bus, no traffic. Maybe even less than that. On the lower part of Manila. Let's see. I like your position in Super Chats. A man that follows his own conscience. Thanks, Dave. I just, you know, I'm here to help you guys, and that's the way what I originally formed the channel for, 100%. You know, I mean, the money that I get is just an added bonus. You know, I helped people before on Facebook for free. A lot of people. I even had my own thing going on there, and Facebook took me down, and they took me down for helping veterans. Of all people, they took me down. They said I was spamming them, but they were asking me for the videos, so to help them with claims. Harbinger View says, hi, Steve. Hope you're having a good day. Did you check out any of those video links I sent you? I did. I did. I get so many video links. I'm trying to remember which one. If you tell me which ones, I know for sure I checked out all the video links that people sent me. Okay. JG gets away with playing rock songs somehow. No strikes for copyright. Yeah, I don't know how you do that, man. I'm not sure how that works on live streams, though. You know? That's interesting. Maximus, Steve, have you ever met up with Rick Shaw, Philippines? I have not. I believe he lives in your area. He just moved into a new house. No, I have not. Nope. Let's see. Harbinger View, the COVID one. I think, yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I'm kind of funky about that, all this COVID stuff that's going on. I'm not sure what to believe and what, I'm not even sure. I mean, I'm on the fence. I'm still on the fence. I don't know what I'm going to do when the VA calls me until they call me. I'm not really sure. Win Duncan, I think if you were on here talking about finance, comfortable retirement, and begging for super chats, you'd lose some credibility. I think I would too, Win. I'm almost sure I would. Yep, I agree with you on that one. Because I think as soon as you start doing the super chat and you start talking about, hey guys, donate some money to me or something like that, I think that like the guys down in Dumageddon there, down in Epstein Island, they always do that. They're well known for that, and they lose a lot of people from doing that. So it's sad, but it happens. Let's see. Ed Denoy says, "Howdy, JG, last emperor of Brooklyn." Let's see. So you guys got some more questions on here? Hey Ed, it's good to see you guys like all know each other. That's kind of cool, But guys, we're gonna be doing this every Saturday night at 10, unless I lose my Wi-Fi. We'll do this. I'll be here. Okay, so if I don't come on for some reason, it's because I lost my Wi-Fi or there's an emergency going on. Okay, just FYI. So we're gonna do this every Saturday at 10 p.m. And I'm gonna try to do some during the week, but we haven't done them this week. There's a lot of concern about blood clots from those vaccines. Also, that guy who travels around Manila doing videos. Yeah, I saw that. I did see that. About the blood clots. With the Johnson & Johnson, they're actually switching to the Johnson & Johnson, which made me even more concerned. Because I've had blood clots. I still have it's like a calcium deposit or something there now that they can see where the blood clot was. And it's in like around my hip area. Brian, Sherry, Steve, I'll email you the CDC stats on the injections. I think it's like, over here, injections are up to what, 3% now? 2 to 3%. Watch This Week in Virology, Professor. I think I saw that, Michael. Somebody sent me that. Real facts and details. Yeah, Michael, somebody sent that to me. It might have been you, for all I know. I don't know. Somebody sent me that. Oh, they posted it on the comments. I did see that. Tom Pierce says, I miss the Philippines so much that I got some chickens and a rooster last week, and I'm thinking about dragging out my children's old karaoke machine and turning up real loud to help the withdrawal. There you go, Tom. That's a good idea. Gary, son of Larry, can U.S. citizens in the Philippines get deported for refusing the vax? No. There's going to be people here tons of people that will not take the vax. Tons of Filipinos, for that matter, because of the dengue vax. Okay, just FYI. Hi, Steve. Keith from Wales, in UK. How you doing, Keith? Is that near Portsmouth? I've been to Portsmouth, Salisbury, all around that area. Weymouth. Portsmouth, Weymouth, and Salisbury. That general area. That's where my submarine used to pull in once in a while. It's actually a beautiful place because it's right near Stonehenge. Ed Denoy says, say park the car and walk in the park. Park the car and walk in the park. There we go. I parked my car in Harvard Yard. Tom Pear's laughing. Let's see, Tom Pear's laughing again. JGBK, I got the Pfizer shot. New York City, going anywhere. The vaccine is a pass to get in. Plus, I want to travel. If I just wanted to sit in my house and go nowhere, I wouldn't have gotten it. Let's see. Mark's son says, anyone know cheapest best company for shipping a 20-inch long container with household items from the USA to the Philippines? Balikbayan, Mark. Balikbayan box. You look it up online. There's certain companies all around the U.S. that they do Balikbayan boxes. They're called. Okay, and they're cheaper to send. You can actually do a whole 50-gallon drum if you want to. See the Sunday hours. Southwest. Let's see, Southwest Weymouth, 50 miles from Portsmouth. 80. Okay, 50 miles from Weymouth and 85 from Portsmouth. That's a beautiful area. Can you elaborate on the dengue vax? Yeah, back a long time ago, they gave out the dengue vax, and a bunch of people died from it, and it made big news in the Philippines. I think it was a lot of children that died from it, Gary. And that what happened was a lot of people got turned off from taking the dengue vaccine. It actually got a bad rap after that. You may want to look that up. Look up the dengue vaccine in the Philippines. You'll find out that it was a really, really bad thing that happened here. Let's see. Harbinger View says, I will wait until more time passes and let everyone else be a guinea pig for the vaccines. Bye. It's Saturday. My wife wants to go shopping. Mark, by the way, I'm in Ottawa, Canada. Let's see, the Sunday at Wells is the smallest city in England. That's interesting. Polycarp, Expedite. How hard are batteries to come by in the Philippines? You can get batteries very easy. A few batteries, a trickle charger, and a power inverter will solve your burnout problems for internet and TV. I have a UPS, Polycarp. I do have a UPS for the Wi-Fi. So I can run with the Wi-Fi if the batteries go out, but the light, you won't see me in the dark. You'll be able to hear me, you know. Sinful says, Mark's son, try Uniworld. I could actually use a flashlight I have up on top of the refrigerator. It has a special thing on the side. Oh, it's a 20-foot container. Oh, a 20-foot container. Okay, Mark. Yeah, I'm not so sure about how to do that, man. That's a tough one. There might be somebody on here that knows, though. Keep putting that in my comment sections, asking that question. You might get a couple answers. You know, if you do it in the comment section, I'm sure somebody will answer that sooner or later. CDC stats on death and injury. It's not called VAERS for info. Not for a video unless you want to risk getting banned. Yeah, I'm not going to get into vaccines too much because that's a touchy subject on YouTube. Tennessee trailer. That was a 20-foot container. I gotcha. You can bring the box in the parked car. JG's making fun of the way that I talk, I guess, because I'm from Boston. Thrombosis is only a 1 out of 50,000 risk. Let's see, for J&J. I also remember that warned people about this dengue vax. They're talking about the dengue vax. Ranicello and crew predicted deaths due to antibody-dependent enhancement with dengue. Let's see. Good evening, Steve from Yorktown, Virginia. I hear many e-beggars may be scammers and are getting the attention of PI authorities. These scammers exploit others' children and the spoils for themselves. I haven't heard anything about that, man. I mean, we tease the guys down in Dumagetti, but I don't think they're into little girls and little boys and stuff like that. I hope not. I have had both AstraZeneca vaccines, all done and no effects. Will apply for SRV in December. And he says he's talking with Mary. Mary's good. Mary Rose is probably one of the best people around. She's the agent I tell people to use. She's really, really good. She's a marketer. But she gets paid only by the PRA. She doesn't get paid. When you do your SRV, she gets paid only by the PRA and not by you. Unfortunately, he was right. Death sucks. Let's see. Thanks, Sinfuls. I heard it was some girl died after the vaccine and she had other problems unrelated. I'm not really sure, Kevin. I think it was more than one girl. I'm almost sure of that. You know, why become a guinea pig? Gary says when others are jumping at the chance to take your place. Have you ever seen somebody with a little camper in the Philippines, or is there no such thing as a campground? There's campgrounds here, yeah. They're few and far between, but there are campgrounds, man. As far as a camper, I have seen a camper here once. I was actually shocked to see it. I actually seen a couple for sale at a place up in Manila. I'm not sure if it's still open. I saw a couple of RVs for sale up there. I'm not sure how they got them in here. It was at a used car place up in Manila. You might want to check that out. Look up used RVs in Manila. It still might be. It was like about a year ago I saw that. Dallas says, hi, Steve. Just checking with you and hope you're staying safe. A big shout out to my husband, Steve, on his coming birthday, May 30th. Happy birthday. Let's see. Tom Pear. Let's see. I've seen many little campers down in southern Cebu Island. Oh, this guy's saying he has seen van campers. I've seen some van campers, but I'm talking about like as far as a real camper, you don't see too many RVs and stuff like that. But I do see some like van campers. There's actually a couple of van lifers in the Philippines. They travel between islands on ferries. But there are van lifers. There's a couple of Filipino van lifers. You can look that up. David C., not to name names, but there is one pastor in the PI that begs for donations for children and claims he has limited income, but has a new house and a custom pool installed. Let's see. I don't know about that. I haven't heard about that guy. He can use Uniworld to send the container. Uniworld? There you go. If you're looking to send that container, man, look up Uniworld. It's what Kyle Deadman says. Polycarp Expedite. LOL. Well, a few batteries and a 1,000-watt inverter connected to my alternator is 100% of my power in the van life. I'm fairly confident you can solve brownout issues reasonably with minimal power. Yeah. I actually had a brownout the other day. My AC wasn't working. You know, the power was really, really low, but my lights were working. The refrigerators were working a little bit. They were kind of struggling, you know. Dallas says, hey, Steve, quick question on the passport card. Do they have an expiration date on as the passport does? Yeah, it's like 10 years. I think it's 10 years, Dallas. I'm pretty sure. I want to say it's 10 years. I think it's the same as the passport. I'm 99% sure. I could be wrong, but I'm 99% sure. Let's see. David C. When I say exploit, I mean they show children in videos to get donations. Okay, I got what you're saying. Okay. May sound harmless, but evidently it is illegal in the PI to use pictures and videos of children to get money. Yeah. That's why I keep family out of it, you know? So, you just don't know here. There's some weird laws here in the Philippines, man, let me tell you. JGBK, some guy is texting me. He wants to buy my investment property. How did he get my number? I ask you. Let's see. Kyle Deadman, my RV was too large to bring to the Philippines. I would imagine, and it would be expensive probably too. Tom Pear, Kevin, you can stay in the small cabanas on the beach so cheaply for about $4 a night. No need for a camper, and the roads are not camper friendly in some mountain areas. That's true. I don't know about spending $4 a night on the beach for a cabana. Not likely unless you're way out someplace. Kyle Deadman, for what they wanted to charge me to ship it over, I could have purchased a new home. Wow, that's expensive. Della, yes, the card expires the same. Yeah, see, Della, I was right. Yeah, it's about 10 years. Doug here just told me. It expires the same date as the regular passport, so that's good to know. Okay, Kevin NC Camper, I love to garden in many third world countries. I've heard your vegetables vanish in the middle of the night. Is that the case in the Philippines? Yes. Yeah, sometimes that happens, and it's not a good thing, you know? Let's see. Gary, son of Larry, says, Steve, what does 1,000K get you in the Philippines? Maid, girlfriend, driver, etc. It doesn't get you much, man. That's why I say the 2,000 to 3,000, you can get what you want. 1,500, you could probably get a maid if you're living alone, get you made. You can live pretty good on 15K. I'm not saying you can't, but I'm saying over the long term, I highly recommend the $2,000 to $3,000 budget, Gary. You know, but yeah, 15K you can live here for a while. I mean, unless you get colas built in, but colas don't always keep up. I tell people 15K is not enough. I don't think it's enough. I think John Wales would even agree with me on that one, right, John? John, I think lives on what 1750 or something like that. So, a lot of these vloggers will tell you that they're living on 800 and stuff like that, and it's a bunch of baloney because they got a whole bunch of money coming in from the vlogs, and it's just not true. They show these lifestyles like they're living in Cebu in a high-rise apartment with a swimming pool and stuff like that, and telling you they're living on 1,000 or 800 or something like that. That's just not true. I mean, these guys are lying to you. JGBK, Steve, when I was in Cebu, the mosquitoes snacked on my blood. They were big welts, but they weren't itchy, very strange. Yeah, man, I had cellulitis from mosquitoes, and I just got over it finally. I think it's finally gone, thank God. My legs, I still got red marks, but it's healing. Antoine S., do you have an old video on the best way to ship your household goods in the Philippines? Because that's my last issue. I don't have anything about shipping goods, unfortunately. No, I didn't ship that much stuff when I came here, so I don't have really any videos on that. I wish I could help you guys on that, Antoine. But I don't have anything on that. No, I don't. If you contacted one of these places that does the ballot buy-in boxes, they could probably help you on that. On shipping your goods to the Philippines. Okay, Antoine. Just call up one of the places that does the ballot buy-in boxes. Okay? Ballot buy-in boxes, Filipinos use them all the time in the United States, and there's tons of places that do it. Because the Filipinos ship tons of stuff to the Philippines every year from the United States. And there's companies that are set up just for doing that. Just ask around. They have 50-gallon drums, they can ship furniture, they can do all kinds of stuff for you. Just talk to one of those companies that does that. They're all over the United States. I don't know where you're from, Antoine, but in Boston, I know they have them. Let's see, Gary Sunlight, $1,500 US. Yeah, $1,500 US, Gary, won't get. I mean, that'll get you a lot over here. Don't get me wrong, you can live good over here. $1,500 US is pretty good over here, but in the long term, no. I don't think that's good. I think the best way to come over here is to come over here if you're in the sweet spot of like 2,000 to 3,000. But could you live on 1,500? As you age and get closer to like your 70s, it's going to be hard to live off of that because the insurance goes up precipitously. Let's see. Antoine S. Try Uniworld. Good quotes from them. There you go. David C. Can you buy citronella candles for the mosquitoes and the PI? Do they work? Yes. You can buy citronella spray. I actually have some right up on top of the refrigerator here, right in front of me. I'm just looking at it right now. It's just a spray. You can spray it on your skin or you can spray it in the air. Let's see. Win Duncan says, what you're living on monthly and what you're earning are two totally different things. Yes, I agree. But I would say if he's asking me 1,500, I agree 1,500 is not enough. Kyle says but you're right because I have income from the YouTube, and then I have my budget, and my YouTube money just goes off and goes into an account, and I save that and use it for things that I want to invest in. And my budget, I consider whatever I get from my pension as my budget. Okay, and I budget it off to wherever it goes. And some of it goes into savings and stuff like that too, for the future, for insurance, for things like that. So I like to think of my pension as my budget. Some people say, well, your house, whatever your household takes to run is your budget. I don't look at it that way. I plan everything in my life. I don't. Otherwise, you're just going to spend that excess, and that's not good. So I take it and budget it out, and that way there I know where that money's not going to get wasted. It's just a good way to do things, guys. Let's see. My monthly, John Wales says, let's see, wait a second, we'll go back here a little bit. Florida to the Philippines, Balikbayan box is about 75 a box. Yeah, and they're pretty good size, too. John Wales says, my monthly expenses last year were $17.50. I don't want for anything, but I don't have a driver, maid, and live fairly simple lifestyle. See, he lives pretty decent. I mean, John, you have a girlfriend too, right? So he doesn't need a maid or anything, you know. JD, Steve, do the pharmacies there accept prescriptions from the U.S. from U.S. doctors, or do you have to get one from a Filipino doctor? I'm not sure, JD. You know, I'm not really sure. I've brought things from the United States in there, prescriptions. I showed them the bottle and showed them I wanted a refill, and they just filled it. You know, and I'm not sure if you had a written one or not, how that would work. Mark White, what's the odds of the Philippines reopening in 2021? Fully, probably about zero. Fully, you know, without any, you know, like quarantines or anything like that. I would say close to zero. Maybe it will, but I couldn't see it happening this year until they get up to 70%. Let's see. Ron Chris, I met a guy that bought a small shipping container shipped out of Houston, Texas. He sent his whole house and motorcycle. Yeah, people do it. I come over here with 2 bags and a carry-on, and that was it. I got rid of everything, man. You talk about minimalism? That's minimalism. I couldn't believe I fit my entire life in 2 bags and a carry-on. But I did, considering what I used to own and stuff like that. And I used to live pretty good. I have shipped 10 boxes from California at different times using LBC without any issues. Yeah, LBC I think is one that does Balikbayan boxes too. I'm not sure though. I could be wrong on that, but I think they do. Florida to the Philippines, Makati shipping from USA. Who? Used about 75 boxes, no limit on how heavy. Yeah, there's no weight limit, I don't think. Kyle says, if your house is paid for, your car is paid, and you have 0 bills, you could live off of $1,500 a month. Actually, you don't even need a car, and you know, as long as you don't have any credit cards, you can live on $1,500 a month. You can live really good over here, you know. But what I'm saying is, I'm worried about people that don't save anything for the future, don't have any emergency fund or something like that. And we have a lot of people that show up over here thinking that they're going to be okay with just $1,500 a month and nothing else with them, and that's not good. You know, because if you have to save for your emergency fund while you're over here, that's not a good thing, especially on $1,500 a month, because you're going to blow your $1,500 a month pretty quick. I go through $1,500 a month really, really quick. You know, Gary, son of Larry, Tropical Tim made a video saying $600 per month was sufficient. Yeah, okay, $600 a month. $600 a month, man, you'd be living like a homeless guy. Good luck on that one. The Sunday hour, Steve, can you email me the lady that deals with the insurance? The Sunday hour, if you go on the video, some of the videos I did way back when, she answers some of the people on there, okay? Or you can email me and I can send you the information, okay? Just tell me, say, hey, this is the Sunday hour. Just email me at steven5975@yahoo.com. Steven5975@yahoo.com. But if you go back to that, it gives all her information on that video if you can find it. It should give you everything. You know, her email address and everything. Do you have any of those bug zappers? Yeah, I do, but my godchild's mom borrowed it to put in the room with the baby because the baby was getting bitten at night by mosquitoes. So I loaned it to them, so we don't have it up and running right now. But they do. Balikbayan boxes are a lot cheaper to send. My aunt sent 10 boxes over when she retired. I am planning on doing the same, less than $100 per box, depending on the destination. I think up to 75 kg per box. John Wales says, Gary, son of Larry, you can live on $600 here, but you won't like your life. John's right. I mean, you know, guys, if you want to sit in a house and rot, what kind of existence is that? That's not even existing when you're talking about $600 a month. That's crazy. Ron Chris, very difficult to get the motorcycle that you imported registered in the PI. Not a good idea to bring a vehicle. Too many problems. I hear that from a lot of different people, that vehicles can be a problem over here. A lot of paperwork issues. Michael L., $2,000 a month plus my computer consulting contracts for people back in the States should cover me. Let's see. Anders Stridfeld says, a security fund for the security fund. For the security. I don't know why he's saying that, but I have 2 badminton racket bug zappers. Much fun. Yeah, I have one of those too. I have it right over there. They're good for flies or things like that when you're outside. Let's see, Kevin NC Camper, can you buy quality tools there, like DeWalt? Yes. Yep, you can. At Ace Hardware, you can buy DeWalt, I believe. They have they have like about 5 or 6 different brands. Retufus26 says, check out Wall Street Journal piece about remittances mentioned in the Philippines. 60% of households receive remittances. That's true. Yeah, that's a lot of income over here from remittances. Win Duncan, I could live on $1,500 now, sure. Will SS cost of living adjustments keep up with the inflation in the developing country and currency? In 15, 20 years from now, I wouldn't be comfortable assuming, but I'll be okay. No, he says, I wouldn't be comfortable assuming I'll be okay. That's right, Win Duncan. You and I think alike, man. You know, that's why I say the $2,000 to $3,000 budget gives you money to save for the future when things start hitting the fan, and they will, because inflation's hitting now. So even the $2,000 to $3,000 might need an adjustment at some point. A lot of that's to cover your health care at age 75, because a lot of money, I'm telling you to bank that until when you get older, because you will need it when you get older. Trust me. You can live a good life on $1,500. You just need to watch your spending. Yeah, John Wells is right. Right now, you can live on that, but 10, 15 years down the road, do you think you can live on that? I don't know. Let me see. I got lost here. It just popped up. Let's see. I think I'm at Mike. Gary, because we want to live well, not a shack and not eating rice every day. Gary, son of Larry, yes, they do, but you don't want to live like that. Trust me. A new idea is to live on 2 months a year, very poor, so you save about 8%. Yeah, I don't know if I want to live like that, man. Let's see, it's 6:09 in Kuwait p.m. in Kuwait. Hello, everyone here. You're impressive, sir. Thanks, Mamshi gang. We don't see too many women coming on here lately. We do have a few. That's good to have you on here, Mamshi. Let's see, Sperlin Edwards. You're welcome, JD. Over 100 views, up to 105. That's good. Tom Pearce says, living expenses and emergency fund are 2 totally separate things. Yes, they are. People need to remember that. Yeah. And you should also make enough money that when you do use your emergency fund, that you can pay it back. And that's why I tell people to have the extra, Tom. You know, a lot of people say that I'm crazy for the $2,000 to $3,000, sweet spot budget, but it's all about saving to pay back that emergency fund, because if you use that, you're screwed. If you can't pay it back. You can always move to a cheaper house if you're in an expensive house, but who wants to cut back from that stuff? You're retired, you want to live good. Kyle Debman says, truth be told, my wife, 2 kids, plus my sister-in-law, we live off $1,000 a month, but my house is paid for. Yeah, I pay about $80 a month for rent where I live. And I live in a decent place, but I mean, it's not about the cost of a home here. You can live in a nice home like I live in here for $80. You can get a smaller one for $60, right down a few rooms further, a few apartments further. Down the street, there's ones for $100, really nice. What's a good allowance to give you a Filipina, or does it depend on her looks and lifestyle? I don't know about that one, Gary. I don't think I'd bite on that one. I give my girlfriend about $200 a month. Okay, and that way, if she wants to give money to her family, she can give money to her family. But some people call me a big spender because I give her $200 a month. But you know what? She never asked me for money. She uses it sometimes to subsidize the food here, because we have a lot of her relatives stopping by. So the 200 is actually enough for her. And she buys good clothes and stuff like that. Steve, is Tramadol over the counter? No, it's not. Adam says, message retracted. I don't know what that's about. Gary, son of Larry, I never did trust Tropical Tim. If he's saying that you can live here on $600 a month, I don't know if I'd trust him either. No offense. You sound like a Yankee to me. Not a Yankee fan. I'm a Red Sox fan. Eddie Munster. A friend of mine actually knows the actor that played Eddie Munster. Comanche Warrior, do you still need to wear a face shield and mask in the PI? Oh, yes. Yep. Every time I go out, I got to wear one. Let's see. John Zlad says, hey, Steve, watching from SoCal, Southern Cal. Okay. What about healthcare for a 30-something? That's cheap, man. Adam, cheap. You could probably get away with Phil Health and just, but I mean, I don't know. I'd go for Pacific Cross Peso plan myself. That's what I would get for 30-something. Just make sure you don't come over here and find yourself, if you come over here at 30-something, man, you're not going to get a pension when you get older. If you're thinking you're coming over here and you're going to live off of, living as a digital nomad, make sure you're paying into some sort of pension or something like that for the future. You don't want to find yourself penniless when you hit 65. The biggest issue, let's see, David says, the biggest issues with bringing U.S. vehicles to the PI or Central American is the high sulfur gas used in those countries. Wrecks the engines. Vehicles sold in the PI are high sulfur engines. Probably, yeah, it's probably true. Let's see. Rick Morris, let's see. It's obvious you didn't watch Tropical Tim's video. He showed the types of places you could rent. It was in the slums and really small. I'm just going off what somebody else said, man. I was just joking around here, Rick. I don't know, what he's talking about, but let me tell you something. It was in the slums and really small. Yeah. What people call the slums here, and what the average Westerner calls the slums over here. I mean, I've gone around here, and some people call the places that I've shown on here the slums. They call them slummy or ghetto-ish. If you saw my neighborhood, we have very wealthy people that live on my street, and it's by no means a slum. Just because you have roosters in the area does not make it a slum. A lot of people will say that I live in a slummy area. Okay, but if you came here and you saw my house, most of the people that have walked into my house said it's the most Western style home that they've ever seen in the Philippines. Because I've made it that way. I've made it, I made it mine. And it kind of pays to do that, to put a little money into a place that you're going to live long term. And this place is a beautiful place. I like it. And it's one of the bigger apartments here, too. I mean, our bedroom, we divided it in two. It's so big, Let's see. Brian Sherry says, your emergency fund advice is solid. Thank you. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate that. And James Corlo says, hello. Kyle Debman, I found another 32 by 10 by 5. That's my expense. Is Schwab the only way to keep money in the U.S. and still have access to it in the Philippines? No. No, definitely not. I mean, I have a credit union, and I have it back there. I just use my sister's address. You definitely need some sort of address, and I recommend a power of attorney. You guys need to go back to, some of you guys need to go back to my older videos and see some of the stuff that we have in there, because we talk about power of attorneys. We talk about, if you what do they call it? I can't even remember. But what do you call it when you have, when you get married and you want to protect your assets? You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, we talk about that. Tons of subjects. We cover them all, John Whale says, I give my girlfriend $240. You're a big spender, John. Comanche Warrior, $600 a month. You're living in a hut in the province and living like the average Filipino. That's true, man. It's kind of. John Zafudo. Steve, I'm married to a Filipino. That's good, John. John Wales, imported food is my biggest expense every month. John, I just went out shopping yesterday at this place. I think it's My Home or In Home or something like that. It's one of the big places around here for Westerners to get their food. And man, I spent a few bucks there and I got almost nothing. You know, it was expensive. John Zafudo says, Steve, I am married to a Filipino, been there twice, and the last time my wife and I lived there in Davao for 8 months. Davao's a nice place, but I wouldn't go outside of Davao in Mindanao. Adam L., whoever said that about sulfur is right. I used to deliver diesel fuel. We only have, let's see, he's talking about low sulfur diesel. Let's see. John Whale says, goodbye to all. See you tomorrow. Kyle, I'm old. I need to go to bed. We'll see you, John. Have a good night. We're going to be going off myself pretty soon here in about another 10 minutes. Yeah, David, thanks for that, man. The prenup. They have a prenup and a postnup. That's what I want to say. Okay? And a lot of guys over here, they think that once they're married, the prenup is too late. Well, no. There's something called a postnup, too. So I just want to bring that up, guys. A lot of guys don't know. They don't think about that when they come over here. You can do the postnup. Okay? The prenup you should be doing before you get married. And protect yourself, because a lot of guys come over here, they get married to these young girls, they bring them back to the States and lose everything because they didn't do a prenuptial. The smartest thing anybody could do in the Philippines is to do a prenuptial. And make sure that the girl understands everything and has a lawyer read it to her in Tagalog so she can't say she didn't understand it. You know, just an FYI, guys. For many, it's too late, but you can still do a post-nuptial if you're over here and you want to buy a property or something. If you've been married for over 10 years or something, usually you don't need to go through all that. You know what I mean? Most of the women are going to stay with you. If they've been with you for 10 years or more, I wouldn't worry about it. The 7-year itch thing is all over, you know? Let's see. David C., how many bedrooms is your apartment? $80 a month. It's a one bedroom that we made into a two because the bedroom was so big. Let's see, 30 years ago, I rented a 3-bedroom apartment in La Union for $75 a month. Electric was $15 and water $5, split with 2 roommates for $30 a month. Miss it. Yeah, you can't get that anymore. You can get a 3-bedroom over here for about $220 in a nice gated community in Das Marinas with a pool. A shared pool, I might add. Not a private pool. Steve, those were dimensions for my swimming pool. All right, I was wondering what that was. Thanks, Kyle. We got so many things passing by here. I lose track a little bit, guys. I apologize. Don Murphy, hey, Steve, from Nova Scotia, Canada. There we go, Nova Scotia. You're anywhere near Oak Island? That's up near that way. That's one of my favorite shows, actually. The Curse of Oak Island. I love that show. Used to be a merchant seaman club off South Harbor in Row House years ago. I had a swimming pool there. This was back in 1995. Walked to South Harbor. You walked right away by a shanty town. It reeked. I'm sure it did. Back in the day, back in the 80s when I used to come here, Manila was pretty rough. I'll just say that. You had a prenuptial agreement that, Kyle, I got it. Thanks. Win Duncan says, I think emergency fund needs to be tied to where your income comes from. If renting a house, stocks going up and down versus a fixed income from multiple sources. I think emergency fund needs to be tied to where your income comes. Yeah, I use Win Duncan. My extra money that I make off videos and stuff goes into like other stuff. I'm not sure what you're trying to get at here. Food is going crazy here in Florida. It's going crazy here. Meat here is expensive, man, for hamburger, things like that. Dwayne Frechette is here. That's my buddy from back home. Tropical Tim lived in Tondo, Manila. Is definitely a poorer section of the city, and the comment was for another poster. Okay, I got you. Understood. Ramar, little promoting in the Philippines. Little TT promoting living in the Philippines for $500 or $600 a month is ridiculous. He is a retired USN SCPO and should know better. I agree, man. If anybody's saying that, that's a bunch of bull. I mean, you just can't live like that. People do it. The people next to me do it, but they don't live good. You know, I help them out once in a while too. You know, I mean, they have a baby and stuff, and you know, she probably makes about $400, and he makes about $250. So they're living on about $650, and they're not living good. You know, they're not living good. By no means. Let's see. James says, plan to retire, move to PI next spring. Do you know anything about the Bacolod area because of living and housing costs? Wife in from PI will have over 7K monthly retirement. You won't have to worry about anything, man. You know, when I hear that, you're in a really good position at that rate. You know, um, that's excellent. You know, let me see. I just lost everything. Okay, here we go. The problem with pre and post nups is that some countries and states don't recognize after the kids come into the picture and after a certain number of years of marriage. That's true in some cases, but it does protect you for a while. You know, in some cases it protects you for good. Depends on where you are and what state you're in and stuff like that. It does vary. You're right, David. But it's worth getting it done just to protect yourself, at least for a while. You know, especially when you're doing a big investment. But she doesn't know that either. Don't remember that, unless she goes and talks to an attorney, which most girls won't. Let's see, Gary's son Larry. If she wants to go live in the States, that might be a red flag. My girlfriend actually doesn't want to live in the States at all. She doesn't want to go there for nothing. You know, graffiti makes a place look like a slum. Yeah, I don't have any graffiti in my area. Way down towards the center of town, there's a little graffiti on one of those places where you wait for the bus. A little more detail on PI opening. Thanks, buddy. We can talk a little bit more about that if you want. We're hearing sometimes in June it's probably going to open up with a green lane for people with vaccinations. Now, I'm hearing 7-day quarantine when you get here, but that could change because they're still discussing it. But we're hearing sometime in June something's going to happen probably. Now, that's just pure speculation right now, Jerome, so just FYI. As far as opening up totally, I wouldn't even venture to guess on that because we're only at like 2 to 3%. We have to get to 70%. We're a long ways away from that, man. So I don't know. We got more vaccines coming in from the United States real soon, I heard. You know, Dan Berg also send a little money each month to her family. Nice thing. They have never asked for anything. Hope it continues once we move there. Let's see. Kevin Nash, Steve, you've been doing a good job with putting out pretty accurate info. Appreciate your viewpoints and info. Thanks, Kevin. I really appreciate that, man. I'm glad you guys enjoy my stuff. I do a lot of research on this, and most of the stuff I learned my own. You know, when I got over here, and I've been this, like I said, this is my second rodeo over here. I was married to a Filipino before too, so I've gone the route of, you know, getting the fiance visa and all that stuff. So I've been through it all, divorces, you know, everything. You know, unfortunately, but we all have been there, you know, and most expats have been through that probably more than others I find, and that's why they come over here. It's the truth. Maximus, if you mention a prenup in the Philippines, the girl will think you want to have a prenuptial photo shoot. Probably, yeah. Kevin Nash's Kitchen, beer, LOL Max. Let's see, Jeff Lay. Most people confuse cost of living with monthly budget. Yeah, probably. I know a lot of people get confused when I start talking about the monthly budget because I think of my monthly income as my monthly budget because you have to budget where that goes. Because if you just say, okay, you're getting $2,000 a month, let's say, as an example, Jeff, and you only need $1,500 to live on. What's your budget? Is it $1,500 or is it $2,000? I say it's $2,000 because of the fact that, you know, what are you going to do with the other $500 otherwise? Otherwise, you're just going to blow it. So what I do is I make the budget higher. It's all like a psychological thing to some people. But I say, you know, I'm going to put the $500 in stocks each month or whatever, or put it aside for whatever, emergency fund or for the future. Just as an example, you know, I put all my savings into my budget, and it's important that people think like that, you know, that make it part of your bills. And there's actually a book out there that tells you to do that too, you know, pay yourself first, you know. That's what they talk about in the book, about paying yourself first. It's really a key to success in your budget. into living, into retirement in the future. A lot of people don't pay themselves first. They just spend that money. They look at it like, well, that's free money. I can blow that on whatever I want. It's not the way it should be. You should budget everything. Let's see. JM Romero says, you're pulling an all-nighter shift tonight, bro. Thanks for the info. Later, Kevsky. Yeah, we're going to be going off here in a few minutes, guys. JG's going off too later on, Steve. I think I'm going to call it a night too, guys. I want to thank you guys for showing up here tonight. Okay, and I'm sorry for skipping over you other guys here. I know let's see. If you have any more questions, you can just send them to me. I'll answer one more here. Serious question here. Do Filipinos hate it when... I'll answer two more. Hate it when foreigners date the girls there. Let's see. I don't think so, no. And Kyle says, Steve, is it wise to prepare the SRV paperwork now if your Philippines is still closed? Yeah, don't do that now. Just wait. Kyle, you might want to contact me about that. Send me an email at Steven5975, and we can talk about that if you ever want to, man. I'll talk to you. I'm really, really good with that stuff. I have that lady, she can help you too. But I can tell you some of the things, that you might need to know on your end. Okay, and I can help you out a little bit on helping you get started in that. But anyway, guys, take care. We will be back next Saturday at 10 p.m., provided we have Wi-Fi and everything's okay. But, make sure you guys check in then. Also, I'm going to try to do some during the week. I might even try to do one tomorrow. I'm not sure. It depends on the weather and stuff like that. But I try to do at least one or two during the week. But lately, it's been really, really busy. But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. Be sure to give me a thumbs up, guys. And we got some good stuff coming out this week. But God bless, guys. Thank you, guys. Take care.